Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Jamie and I'm the founder of the Rise into Wellness Plan, and today I wanted to talk about other tests to consider if you have hypothyroidism, because a lot of doctors, especially conventional doctors, don't do more than just a couple tests, and I think that all these other tests are very important to know exactly what's going on and really get to the root cause of what's going on if you have hypothyroidism. So most doctors they'll do a couple tests. So they'll do the TSH and the free T4. So the TSH is the thyroid stimulating hormone, and this hormone is the connection between your pituitary and your thyroid. And so it's telling your thyroid to secrete more thyroid hormone. And so the hormones that the thyroid secretes are T4 and T3. And so yeah, most doctors will order that, and they'll also order T4. And so T4 is the inactive thyroid hormone. It's converted to T3, and so T3 is the active thyroid hormone. But a lot of doctors don't order the T3. I personally do, because I find that I want to know the ratio of the T3 and T4, because the T3 is the active thyroid hormone, and so I want to know what those levels are, because that hormone is going to have effects on the rest of the body. And speaking of the TSH and T4, a lot of there are wide ranges of what's considered normal. So a lot of doctors, especially conventional doctors, will have a much broader range of what they would consider normal. My range is a lot more narrow. NDs especially, our ranges are a lot more narrow on what we consider to be normal and abnormal. And so that's why I order all three of those tests. And I also want to see what the ratio is of T3 to T4 and see how that conversion is going, because if it's not happening very well and you're not getting a lot of the active T3 hormone in your body, then there are things that we can do to help that process as well. So moving on, the next hormone would be reverse T3. And so reverse T3, you can think of it like a storage hormone for thyroid. And it's your body's way of reducing overstimulation by thyroid hormones. So if your body is pushing the hormones into reverse T3, then I want to know that too. And that can also give me a clue as to if there are other issues going on that would make your body want to push the hormones into that reverse T3 form, because that form is inactive as well. And so if your hormones are going into that, then you may also feel symptoms of low thyroid function as well. So the next one is antibodies. And antibodies, if those are present, then that signifies that there's autoimmunity going on. And I want to know those because that is going to change the plan a little bit and make gut healing and supporting your immune system a lot more important. And the antibodies that I test for are anti-TPO, which is thyroid peroxidase, and anti-TG, which is thyroglobulin. And so if those are elevated, that can signify autoimmunity. And Hashimoto's is autoimmune thyroiditis, and that means low thyroid function. And Graves' disease is autoimmune hyperthyroid or high thyroid function. And so, yeah, those are really important because then gut health is going to be definitely a priority, because most of our immune system is in our gut, and so helping controlling it through that can really help to bring down the inflammation and just kind of calm the immune system altogether. So the next one is EBV and chronic viral infections. I would kind of lump those together. And so EBV is what causes mono. And so in viruses in our body, they are usually dormant. Usually our immune system can kind of keep them suppressed, but they don't really go away. Our immune system just keeps them dormant. But some people can have reactivated EBV, and that also plays a role in autoimmunity and in the thyroid being attacked by the immune system. And so I think it's really important to know if these chronic viral infections are going on, because treating those may really help you to feel better and help your thyroid to work better as well. And I have definitely seen this in clients where the client had low thyroid function, but really what was going on was an EBV infection. And so once we found that, and once we addressed that, she felt much better. She was able to lose weight very easily. Her mood improved drastically. Her energy improved. And it all happened in a very pretty quickly too. So it was a really big change in a small amount of time, and she was feeling much better. But if we hadn't tested for EBV, then we never would have known, and she would have continued to feel really awful, really terrible. So that's why I definitely think testing for these other infections is important, because it can make a huge difference in how you feel. So the next one is food sensitivity testing, and I would even add to this to look at stool testing and gut health in general. And so, like I said, with autoimmunity, addressing the gut and removing inflammatory foods that show up on the food sensitivity test, healing the gut lining, and supporting the immune system in that way becomes really important. So these tests can help see if there are any viruses. Like, you can test for active EBV through stool testing. So viruses, pathogens, bacteria, worms, inflammatory markers, signs of leaky gut. So all of those things really help to put together a plan to help heal the gut. And the last test I would definitely want to see would be an adrenal panel. So looking at cortisol, epinephrine, norepinephrine. So the adrenals and the thyroid are very interconnected. And so if you have a lot of cortisol, that can suppress thyroid hormones and thyroid function. So addressing adrenals can help with supporting the thyroid and helping you feel better in that way too. And so, yeah, I definitely would want to know an adrenal panel, and usually the way I do it is it's a saliva test, and so you take it a few times a day, and you get see what your curve is throughout the day. And yeah, so those are the tests that I would really highly recommend if you have hypothyroidism. And these are all tests that I do in my program, the Rise into Wellness Plan, and along with a lot of other ones too. But yeah, I really think that it's important to know exactly what's going on. So that's why I do all these tests at the beginning and get all the information at the beginning, because I really think that it helps to get a big picture and know what's going on, and we're not just guessing what's going on. So you get better results, you feel better, and I think it just overall works out a lot better. So that's why I do all those tests. So if this helped you, please let me know. I hope it did. Hope you got some good information out of it. And feel free to message me if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to answer them. So thanks for watching. Bye, guys.